Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler video series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff and drink stuff, then, folks. I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. This isn't an entirely appropriate treat given the weather, but meh. I'm an adult. Kinda. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Happens to be my PlayStation shirt. Just a very basic PlayStation shirt. It's even got the little trademark logo. Look, am I a corporate whore for Sony? A little bit. Do they pay me? No. Be nice if they did, but I'll live. No, I'm just a big fan of especially the original PlayStation. To this day, it's my favorite video game system. A lot of people like to kind of slag off that generation as being too clunky and, the polygonal graphics and everything being somewhat primitive. I do not care. And that's fine. You don't have to like it. I don't give a shit. But I adore it, man. Like, when people talk about nostalgia and, especially people around my generation, going back to, like, the 16-bit era and stuff like that, and I still love that stuff, too. For me, 32-bit is home, man. When I play a 32-bit game, it just wraps me up and it makes me feel so good. And I don't think any other system did that as well as the PlayStation. I'm just saying. But anyway, what am I trying for your day, folks? What are we doing here? Inappropriate for the weather, eh? So yeah, time I'm doing this, it's actually not super cold. It's pretty nice today overall. I think we got to like around the 30s. And I think there's supposed to be like a bit of a snowstorm coming up in the next couple days, which I'm not looking forward to. But thankfully, it's not a blizzard. Because, folks, I already have a blizzard. It's Boom! It's from DQ. This is their Red Velvet Cake Blizzard. Obviously, we're in February at the time I'm doing this. We've got, what the hell is it, Valentine's Day coming up pretty soon. There you go. So, I saw this as a thing, and I was like, screw it, man. We'll just get in there and do it. And it looks pretty dang sexy. So, let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like this. And we'll kind of... Ha 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 ha! I got it with whipped cream because I'm an adult. Whipped cream. Whipped cream is amazing. I could just eat it by itself all day long. I'd be 800 pounds and I would be dead before I'm 50, but... Whipped cream aside, let's get in and get to business. Okay. There's some chunky bits in there. I'm liking that. I'm wondering, are the chunky bits like meant to be like little pieces of cake, or are they meant to be like... No, those have got to be red velvet pieces. Okay. Yeah. Because, yeah, it has like that red velvety kind of richness to it. Okay. I like some red velvet here and there. It's not like a go-to thing for me, but, right circumstances. If you've never had it, it's very rich, very sweet. And it tends to be kind of a little bit of a specialty thing. I actually worked at a bakery in my late teens, and we had a red velvet cake on offer. But it was one of those ones where, like, you had to order it in advance. You had to talk to one of our cake specialists because, like, it was a thing, so. Yeah, it's pretty dang good. We had some really good people working there, too, by the way. Yeah, I didn't work there for quite a year. I was there for a little over 11 months before I got fired, as you do. But we had some really good people working there. My manager sucked, though. He fired me literally on the day when I went over there to go over there and tell him that I was going to have to go over there and get my dog put down the next day. And that wasn't some sort of ploy. I didn't realize I was going to get fired. I went in on my day off to go tell him. Guy sucked ass. I saved his ass so many times while I worked there. Oh, but you're not wearing the uniform because you're not wearing dress pants. You wear jeans. I work in the fucking freezer. Who gives a shit? All the girls up front wear jeans. You don't say shit. I wonder why. To be fair, maybe he's better now. I don't know. He was a bit of a tool. It's nice. The thing is, it's mostly a vanilla blizzard. Sorry, I went off on a whole little tangent. I haven't thought about that in I don't know how long. It's mostly a vanilla blizzard with sort of specks of the red velvet going through. As a result, it's not as rich and decadent as I would hope from a red velvet, construction. It's definitely at its best when you get like the bigger chunks, because then you get more of that red velvet flavor. But, I mean, it's not bad. It's just not quite as good as I was hoping it would be. I really was hoping it would really represent that red velvety style more. But, still not a bad thing. It's sweet, it's a little bit rich. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a blizzard. So, I mean, there's nothing I dislike about it. Again, I just wish that that red velvet aspect played a bigger role. But, still good. Alright, well, 3 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Will I ever go over there and completely forgive my manager, Scott, for being a dickbag? Probably not, sure, and yeah, provided that he's not dickbag anymore. For myself personally, like, I like it. It's a nice thing. But again, I don't feel like it really represents the red velvet cake aspect the way I was hoping it would. I really wanted that to be a very prominent part of it. And instead, again, it's just kind of speckled throughout. It's not bad. It's still tasty, but it doesn't live up to my personal expectations. And again, especially working at a bakery where, we had that available as a thing. I mean, there's, come on now. This doesn't compare. And if I'm recommending it, like, sure, it's not bad. It's just expectation versus reality. If you go into it understanding that, like, hey, it's, has elements of that red velvet cake, but doesn't have that same richness, doesn't really, it's there, it's got a little bit, but it's just not quite to that oomphy level that I feel especially something as decadent as a red velvet cake should be. But it's not bad. So, like, I'm not going to slag it off. It's just not quite as good as I was hoping. And in regard to Scott, if by some chance you happen to see this, I doubt you will. I don't, maybe you're not with us anymore. I can't imagine. He was a younger guy. He's like a little bit older than me. Personally, I hope you're doing well, even though you were a dickbag and fired me at a really bad time in my life. And for over an incredibly stupid reason. I personally hope that you're doing well, because I've matured. No, I really do. Like, as much as, I want to kind of shit on the guy, it's like, fuck it. I was a shitty 19-year-old kid, and I probably deserved to be fired. Though not for the pants thing. Not for the pants thing. There were other things I could have been fired for. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there and themselves a truly try to forgive in your older age-tastic rest of your life. Let's all move past it. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. And folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole, especially if you're Scott. We find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said assholishness. It's important we go over there, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what was your first job like? Do you have any people that you don't like that, you still kind of hang on to it? I mean, you shouldn't, but it's like, it can be a little bit difficult, especially those formative years, certain things become imprinted on you. Plus, again, you're younger, so, you tend to have a shitty attitude about stuff. And again, it's like, look, Scott's got to be in his fucking 50s or so. Hopefully he's doing well and everything's going okay in his life, even if he was a bit of a tool back in the day. But, and actually to all the bakery staff that I worked with, to Leo, and we had 2 Amy's. We had another cake lady. I can't remember her name, though. I didn't have a lot of dealings with her, but she was nice, too, when I dealt with her. And just in general, really good people, it sucked that I got fired, but, it was actually a nice experience working there, and it gave me some useful experience. So, hopefully all you folks are doing great. And, again, if any of you keep in contact with Scott, just be like, hey, Brandon says hi, and he hopes you're doing well, and he forgives you for being a dickbag back when he was a shitty 19-year-old. Anyway.